Hey y'all, Patrick here with Show Me What You Bass For, the series where you guys send in your basses of all makes, all models, all prices, all stock, all modded, however it is. You send it in, I look at it, we share it all together, and we talk about it. So what's not to love? Let's jump right into it. First up from Christian Stahl, he says, "Hi Patrick, so here's the bass I've modified the most. It's a Squier Vintage Modified Bass 6. That is 6-string bass tuned like a guitar, but in a bass octave. This is true, and also they're super fun to play. I first bought a Fender Pawn Shop Bass 6, loved it, sold it, stupid, regretted it, and bought this one, which was just white and a bit boring. Plus, you do need to modify it anyways to make it playable, which involved replacing the bridge and the nut. Always having been a fan of paisley patterns, I got a guy to do a custom pickguard in silver paisley. At this point, I thought I was happy with it until a too hot summer day when I got sick of the ugly wood-colored headstock, and soon after I got in some white spray paint and started to sandpaper it and repainting it, admittedly quite clumsily. I'm no good at handcrafting. Neither am I. It's all good. It's all good. I had these Star Trek stickers, so I put them on in Viola, a Chucky Bass 6. Hope you like the bass and the story, and keep it up. I dig your videos." Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And Bass 6s, if you haven't played one before, they are so much fun. They're so different. I've seen people play them in such different ways. It's just fun no matter what. And man, it just looks classy to me. It has that white finish. I love the pickguard. That was a good choice on the paisley. That just matches it very well. And the matching headstock looks awesome too. I'm not a huge Star Trek guy, but I've been meaning to watch like some of the series for a while now. But until then, live long and prosper, my man. From Carlos Santiago Martinez Volcamar. "Hi Patrick, Carlo here. Hello from Medellin, Colombia." Cool, man. I've got this bass since 2004 when my mom gave it to me as a birthday present. 18 years by that time, cost less than $100. Now I have other basses, but this is my loving one. It's a Carlo Robelli. Low budget brand selling same ash. Short scale, ash body, maple neck, humbucker in the bridge position, and the improvements was the Aguilar preamp OBP3. I've seen that particular preamp a lot from you guys, and apparently I guess it's awesome. And then Goto bridge and tuners. Man, that's a wild looking bass. And the headstock looks just like this Yamaha. Was it a Yamaha that I used to own, or was it an Ibanez? I think it was a Yamaha. I'm putting it right here. It's this brand. I'm kind of foolish for not knowing off the top of my head. But dude, the simplicity of it, I love it. And I've heard nothing but good things about that Aguilar pickup and that preamp too. I feel a majority of the Stingray humbucker style basses I've seen on this series so far have had that pickup and preamp combo. Killy says, "Hi Patrick, very nice series idea. Love to contribute by sending you some pics of my PJ bass. I bought it as a standard P bass several years ago on school trip in London. It only had Cheetah written on the headstock, which may be a brand, but I've never heard of any in my years of playing. As years passed, old pickups got older, rustier, and one day completely stopped working. After that, it only sat in the corner for about 2 to 3 years. Last year, I made complete restoration of this bass, changed everything except for the body, whole neck, new tuners, new bridge, and new EMG pickups. Also added a J pickup. Still, it's not so good as my other basses, but as we custom painted it with my friend, it's definitely a bass that won my heart. It features artwork from Depeche Mode and Death albums, and also small work from tattoo artist Kazizvet. I butchered that. The text that is written says, 'The scars underneath forever with us. Can't wait for this new series. Keep up the good work. Love your channel, Thomas." Thanks, dude. And man, that is a rad looking P bass. I just love it when people go ahead and just throw as much onto their instrument as possible, where it just shows like the kind of person that they are. You just throw your personality out on there, and you basically just use the instrument as your canvas. I love that. And man, that's so cool looking. The skull guy with "I'm okay." I feel that 100% right now. Got the EMG pickups. I love the new bridge, or just, I guess it's just the saddles. Like that's just the bridge design as the individual saddles. That's wicked, man. From Mr. Mark West, who is a beautiful human being and also a Patreon supporter of mine. Oh, it's that? You want to be one of these amazing people right here? Mwah, mwah. Go ahead and head over to my Patreon page for things like early access to videos, giveaways, and more. But big ups to Mark and all my other Patreon supporters. Mwah. I love you guys. Anyway, though, he says, "Hi, Patrick. Thought I'd share some of my collection with you and potentially the world, too, since you asked so nicely. Before we start out, it's probably worth pointing out a couple of things. I play left-handed basses, yes, but I string them right-handed, so effectively, I'm playing upside down. Hey, don't judge me, so here goes with some of the details. I ain't judging you, man. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people actually do that, but I don't know. I need to try that though. It'd be so completely different than what I'm used to, I guess." Starting with his Ibanez Talman, he says, "I bought this in early 2019 after just having joined my current band, Studio 8. Check us out on YouTube, and I'll put that link down in the description as well. First bass I had ever bought brand new since 1985. Replaced the nut with an RH Graphtec, put some fret marker stickers on it to give a nice block inlay look. DiMarzio strap lock. Those are like just bar none the best trap blocks to me at least. Definitely my number one bass for recording, although I do play it live as well. Dude, that looks really good with the block inlays on it. I've heard nothing but good things about the Talman series as well. Love it. From DJ, he says, hey Patrick, hope you're well. I hope you're well too, man. Mine comes from an idea to paint my own bass in my teens. My dad got me a cheap rock tile kit from Amazon, 90 pounds I think it was, so I got to build it inspired by the baby blue CV Squire P bass, and it was awesome. Got embarrassed of the color, so I repainted it red. Then when I realized that I loved the original, redid it once again, except I messed up and got some red patches showing through. Inspired by Scott Devine's white red, I rolled with it. I have other basses, but this one is purely me. A bit rough around the edges, but awesome. Totally feel that, dude. Wish you all the very best, sincerely, DJ. I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna butcher your name if I try that. What are you talking about? That looks good. How could you be embarrassed by that blue? That looks really good. But this looks better though. Oh, cool, man. I love how the red and the natural are sticking through that finish, man. That is so cool. All right, we're gonna do it, y'all. I'm gonna sticker bomb one of these basses soon enough. I'm sick of seeing all these cool sticker bomb basses, and I need to jump in on that, you know? I've never properly done it, and I gotta join the crew. From Lucas, he says, hey Patrick, here's my 48. I love it because it just looks badass and sounds killer. It's much more than just a metal bass. To be honest, I mostly play it at weddings because of the many great tones I can get from it. All I will ever need. Greens from Germany, Lucas. Man, Sandbergs are so slick, y'all. I love that finish so much, and I love the look of it too. It's just that completely different take on the Thunderbird, and it works so well. Man, it looks sick. From Austin Scherer, he says, this is my first bass and still by far my favorite. Short history, bought it at a local music shop for $100 to use because I wanted to start learning bass. It's been modded the hell and back before I even got my hands on it. So far, the only modding I've done is getting it a new neck with custom headstock decals because the previous one had maxed out truss rod. Ugh, yeah, that's a good call on the new neck. On the front of the headstock, I've named it Frankenbass, and on the back, I just put my nickname Sauceton. It plays great and sounds surprisingly amazing. Ooh, that's cool looking, man. I love that racing stripe. That's a cool looking color too, man. From Sean Vo, he says, this is my Schecter Stiletto Stealth 4. Love it to death, the stock pickups sound amazing, and the blend knob works wonders. Wanted to upgrade all the hardware to Hipshot, and figured since I was spending so much money on the upgrades, might as well make it gold. Has an A-style bridge and D tuner as well as Black Beauty strings. This is my ride or die. Ooh, dude, that's classy as hell. Oh, I love that. Just that black and gold looks so slick, dude, and I bet it sounds super thick too. From Daniel Sanders, he says, hey Patrick, been a long time subscriber and love the new series idea. Thanks, dude. Here's my 75 Fender Precision bass. Got this on Reverb from a guy who said he was more a jazz bass player and wanted this to go to a home where it get plenty of playing again. It's all stock from what I understand, except for the pots have been replaced and the pickups are from 1978. What's unique is it has a C-shaped neck, but a 1.5 inch width at the nut gives it almost a jazz bass-like feel. That's really cool, and I really want to try that out. Additionally, it's got battle scars, buckle rash, and some chipping on the right horn, probably from being gigged hard at a bunch of bars during the 70s and 80s, where I believe the original finish is coming through, Olympic white, and the pick guard is cracked near the input jack. This will be the bass, as you said, will go to the grave with me. I know 1970s CBS era Fender stuff is kind of hit or miss, but I'd be lying if I didn't think this was almost perfect bass, at least for me. Man, oh, that looks so good. So you think the original finish was white and then they did black over it? Huh. I guess I could see it on the upper horn right there, yeah. I just love that classic look of P basses, where it's the black on black, but you have that all maple neck. It's very Roger Waters, yes, but it's just classic looking, dude. From Ricardo Senna, he says, hello from Italy, Patrick. Really great idea. My life bass is my Music Man Stingray Purple graduation present. Huge fan of the Stingray's sound, huge fan of purple, perfect combination. The things I changed are D-tuner mechanic, very comfy, and the pick guard, wanted something more spicy. Thanks for the opportunity. Have a nice day. Thanks for submitting it, man. And oh, dude, I love that purple. It just looks so good. And y'all are really making me want a purple bass now too. Y'all need to stop sending me all these basses because it just makes me want more. And I don't need more basses. I really don't need more basses. From Killian Bauer, he says, hey Patrick, this is my Schecter Johnny Christ signature bass. It was my first really good bass, and now 5 years later, it's still my go-to for heavier music. Totally love the MGs, especially the neck pickup since it's actually a guitar pickup. Greetings, Killian Bauer. It's a guitar pickup? What? Oh, that's cool. Oh, so I guess they have like the Music Man style humbucker in the bridge, and then they put what, an 81 or an 85 EMG in the neck. That's so different, man. I like the black and gold. Not a huge fan of the inlays. That's just me personally. Me and skulls, you know how it goes. And that is a crazy looking headstock. I really want to try that out with the humbucker and the guitar neck pickup though. That's so cool. From Space Expire Audio, LTD F255. It's hard to label it as a favorite one because it's the only bass I have. Previously, I had a Warwick rock bass Corvette Basic. It looked cool, high polished blue altered body, ergonomic shape, not a bad tone with MEC pickups, but it had two major flaws. Like the neck had a baseball bat profile and also some wiring problems. It electrocuted me every time I placed my hand on the bridge while playing with a pick. That's interesting. A decent luthier could fix all of it, but it would cost more than the bass itself. So I used it for several records during the month, played with anti-static gloves, and sold it. After that, I started searching for another bass used this time, just a little more expensive. There were tons of cheap Ibanez, SR, and Court models at that price range. This bass seemed to be better. AMG HD pickups, 35-inch scale, neck through, pretty thin neck profile, and all that. Also, the previous owner ordered full shielding and frets leveling. So eventually I decided to set my sights on it. Great value for the money, I think. Doesn't look as cool as a Warwick, but plays fine. Man, that's a metal bass if I've ever seen one before. I don't think you'll go to a pop gig and see the bass player playing that. Those LTDs are just so crazy looking to me, but I bet they're fun to play. I mean, hell, it's your bass, not mine, so if you love it, that's what matters. From Josh Shadowins, this is my 2018 Epiphone Vintage Pro Thunderbird that I've lovingly named Betty. I got it new from CME because I couldn't afford the Greco Thunderbird I really wanted, but haven't regretted or looked back since because of how reliable it turned out to be with how much it has been through in the 2 years I've had it. I recorded the entirety of my first album with it, where I had to be in drop B and had a set of 65 to 130s on it. Whoa, that's a lot of string right there to say the least. And had to be widening the string retainer to even fit the strings. Other than that, it's been through a breakup where my ex tried to drop it down the stairs. What? And it went through the breakup of my first band and the formation of my current band. Betty is a force to be reckoned with. All hail Betty. We love you, Betty. Oh yeah, dude. Thunderbirds in white, just I don't know what it is. There's something about them. And I do say, as much as I don't care for Thunderbirds, and as much as I really don't care for Thunderbirds, like all around, they do look just fantastic though. Also, I enjoy this picture where you also had it with an RD as well. I see you. From Badahan Kizeltep, I'm first of all very sorry if I just butchered your name right there. I really am. He says, hey Patrick, I'm the bassist of my band Crush 'Em from Turquette and supporter of you since a really long time ago. I guess since your B3K video. Shit, that was 4 or 5 years ago. Oh my god, that was like a long time ago. Just like you want, I want to share my bass with you. My dear Ibanez BTB 505. 99 Japan. Ooh. Has an ash body with 3-piece maple neck with rosewood fingerboard. Everything on it is stock and it has a 35-inch scale, which I really love. If I would change something about my bass, it might be the pickups. I love to have the awesome Fishman bass pickups on it. They're badass. Trust me. Other than that, I really love it. Thanks and best regards. Keep up the great content. Thanks, dude. Man, the BTB series, like, first of all, I love that finish. That wood just looks so good, man. Oh, hell yeah. Like, the look isn't my cup of tea, but I won't deny it. They look so much fun to play. And since it's a made in Japan one too, oh my god, I bet it plays beautifully. From Marcus Scholes, he says, hi, this is my 80s US Charvel PJ. Features full 2-piece bird's eye maple body and maple neck, EMG pickups, and newer Schaller and Babex hardware. It's heavy and has a thick, massive neck. I own a Music Man Big Al 5, a wonderful precision bass, old ESP jazz bass, and an E upright and 2 good Yamaha BBs, and I love them all, but the Charvel is a beast. So fat and also so bright tone, a real rock monster. It loves pick and drive sounds. It has its battle scars, mini playware, and I guess the neck is a newer replacement. It's not perfect, but for rock, this. Enjoy and stay healthy. Greetings from Bremen, Germany. Dude, thanks, man. Played a Charvel before, so I have no idea like anything about them. I'm assuming since Charvel is owned by Fender, they have sort of a Fender quality to them for the most part, but just more of a straightforward feeling to them, I guess. I don't know. I've never played them before. And oh, look at that finish. Ah, man. I absolutely love the quilt on that. It's got the EMGs and that Babex bridge looks fantastic too. Yum. From Philip Zimmerman, he says, hey Patrick, I sent you a pic of my beloved workhorse Sandberg Electra with flat wounds from Fender on it. Greens from Germany. Ooh, man. Sandbergs look so good. I don't know what it is specifically about them. And Sandbergs, if you have a chance to play them, absolutely do it in a second. They play phenomenally. Sometimes, actually, I would say for the most part, I would say they play way better than Fenders. And even the import lines play just phenomenally. Man, that looks good, dude. A very straightforward and simple email. I love this from Jamie Henderson. A Warwick LTD 2019 double buck Corvette. And that's it. Dude, look at that top. Sorry, I'm just really enjoying the look of this bass. God, I can feel how heavy it is from here too. That's real nice. From Spencer Marslek, he says, this is my Schecter Model T session. I've always been a huge fan of a bass with a PJ setup and love the way this one looked. Has a great neck and the weight seems to be just right. Didn't like the stock active EMG set, so I installed the EMG Geezer Butler signature set and brought this baby back to life. Oh yeah. Okay, so another thing y'all are killing me with is the amount of Schecters. I've never played a Schecter bass before, so I have zero impressions on them. But man, some of their stuff looks so good. But I've just heard nothing but good things about like the playability and just the quality all around on Schecters. That is a slick looking bass though, man. I love that color, and I bet the EMGs just sound so full too. From Frank Bethel, he says, "This my ride or die, 1978 Fender Jazz. Found it in Sarasota, Florida in 1997 while visiting a friend. It was $500. How? What? That's nuts. At that time, not a vintage, and it had a hand-done crappy lacquer finish. Ooh. I've added a Hipshot A-style bridge, EMG's Hipshot D-tuner, does everything she's asked. Many Fenders from this era get a bad rap, but she's solid AF. Cheers, Frank." Man, look at that. Oh, you weren't kidding about the finish. Oh, that's weird looking. I like the EMGs on it. That neck though, oh my God, just the binding on it. It's got signatures on the top too. Huh, I wonder whose those are. That's just such a cool looking bass, man. From Robert Ludgate, he says, "Hey Patrick, hope you're enjoying Isolation. I bought this penny-colored American Performer P-Bass. Love it to bits for the versatility of the PJ setup. The rad AF color. Is it orange, pink, copper? Who knows? And because it rips with my Alpha Omicron pedal. This is now my go-to bass for gigging. I think it looks so great and shiny, and man, I love this thing. Stay safe, dude. You as well, man." That's a good looking bass, dude. I love that color too. Oh my God, that looks so cool. I'm just gonna take a little peek at your board here. That looks really cool. You got the essentials right there, man. Man, that is awesome. From Gregory Archuleta, he says, "My favorite bass is this, an Ibanez Geo something. This is my first ever bass. My parents got it for me from a local music store for roughly $80. There's a crack in the wood from when it fell face first, and its paint is chipping, but I love it a lot." Ooh, look at that. Oh my God. You can't just casually say there's a crack in the front when... I love the double cut style. I love the simplicity of the humbucker. And it has a, is that a 2-way or a 3-way toggle switch? I wonder what that does. But oh my God, that is a one hell of a crack, I would say. A crack seems like a much less serious thing compared to that, but if she's still playing and still making noise, that sounds good. What's not to love? From Guido Martinato, he says, "Hi Patrick, my name's Guido. I'm from Italy and I've been playing bass for the last 3 years. Decided to play because I love the instrument. Started out with a cheap jazz bass. I liked it very much, but after a while started noticing its shortcomings. So I started looking for a new bass. I spent months looking for one, but no one really convinced me. So after a while, I stopped looking. A few months later, I decided to look again for something, and I saw this beauty, a Tidepool Fender Player Jaguar. I immediately fell in love. I looked for it on the site of the bass shop in my city, but they didn't have it. So I waited and waited until it was in the shop. As soon as I knew it was there, I tried it and I bought it. A couple months ago, I changed the pickups for DiMarzio DP126 and couldn't be happier. I feel so connected to this instrument. It's everything I really need, and when I play it, I sound like myself. Hope you find it well. Bye." Man, Fender kills it with some of their finishes, I swear. Like that, I love that blue so much. I bet that sounds so good too, especially with those new DiMarzios in it. Man, you can't go wrong. From Daniel Peralta, he says, "I play a Mexican-made Fender Player Series P-Bass, sage green with Pal Ferro fretboard. I've kept everything stopped. Love this bass as is. It's a workhorse. Thanks, Dan." Hey, what can I say? I see sage green. My heart, my soul, everything. I love it. Sage green is just straight up the best color Fender's ever made, and nothing will ever be as awesome as sage green. Fight me right now if you disagree with me. Oh, it's such a cool color, man. I'm really glad they brought it back too with the Player Series, just because it's something that there should be more of in the world, in my opinion. Next up from... I'm very sorry. I'm not even gonna try, man. I love you though, very much. It says, "My favorite bass is the First Act Custom Shop Delgado, which I have now. Specs, alder body, maple neck with rosewood fretboard, and D to C profile. Ken Armstrong Duo Mag pickups, Hipshot ultralight tuners, and a Hipshot A-style bridge. Mine was bought from God City Studio." Man, would you look at that. So here's something fun. If you didn't know this, you know First Act, the first thing you usually think of when you hear the words First Act, you're like, oh, the really, really cheap instruments that are for beginners. Yes, but their custom shop, they're not cheap. And apparently they are awesome. You can totally tell someone at First Act was just like, I want to make my own RD style. I've always wanted to try like one of the custom shop First Acts too. Another very simple, straightforward email that I love from Dale Mouse. All he says is, "This is my 986 Epiphone. It is my first bass. I love it." And this is when Epiphone was doing like the P-bass styles. I don't know why they stopped doing it. You think they would like just keep doing it, but maybe that's just something they only did for a certain amount of time, and then they just decided, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. I still like the idea of Epiphone having their own P-bass style with a completely different like style of headstock where they're just kind of like, hey, we're doing what we want. From my buddy Coleman Card, who guess what, is also a Patreon supporter. Mwah. I love you, bro. Says, "Hey Patrick, here are a few pics of my Dunable R2 bass in shell pink." Oh, I'm ready for this. A few highlights on this bass. The look/color, shell pink with mint green pickguard. Yeah. Feel the neck. Tone, I prefer to mix the high output bridge pickup with a more traditional P pickup. Body cuts make it very comfortable to play. My favorite bridge is the Badass 2. This one has an Omega, which is a copy, and it works great. Bass has a maple neck and board with mahogany body. I enjoy the channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, man, and thank you so much for the support, too. And oh my God, look at that. Dunable basses from Sasha Dunable. Oh, there's something else, y'all. It's just like the most gratifying thing to play a Dunable because it just sounds like a bass should. Heavy, super thick, and just has this beautiful tone to it throughout. Oh, I love that shell pink so much, and I love that pickup combination. Oh, I want one. From Bill Phelps, he says, hey Patrick, massive fan of your videos. You've inspired a lot of my purchases over the years, much to the dismay of my bank account. Sorry, bud, but thanks for watching, though. It'd be a pleasure to get my main chunk of wood featured on your channel. Well, guess what? It's happening right now. Cool. This is my black Fender road-worn JMJ Mustang bass. Haven't had it long, but I can positively say I don't think I'll play anything but a Mustang again. It's so comfortable to play, and it feels like this bass was made for me. Cuts through mixes like a hot knife through butter. And I'm yet to notice any unruly negatives that have a shorter scale length. Not to mention, this is probably the best looking bass I've seen. Personal taste, of course, but I mean, come on. Look at that relic job. Kind regards, Billy Aaron Phelps. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. I've really had my eye on these Justin Medell Johnson like signature Mustangs for a while now. Like, they just look so good to me. I want the blue one, but this black one, I will not deny, looks fantastic. Oh man, I bet it's so much fun to play too. From Andreas Garcia Cabrera, he says, so I've had this bass for 2 years now, and I didn't expect it to become my favorite instrument and ever played yet. I was looking for a new bass and found this one for $200 less than similar models, with D-tuner added to it and the left tuners rotate from the Warwick original position. I asked the owner for some background, and it turned out that the bass was made the exact same month I was born. That's awesome. If I can find a bass that was made in July of 1992, I will buy it. We'll see what kind of bass it is first, but you know, you get what I mean. I bought it with almost all my savings, and later I got a PJ EMG set, full active like the ones Victor Wooten used. The only major thing I would change are the pots. I'm using the EMG because the originals were broken. The rest is just perfect for me, my playstyle, and my way of playing. I think this might be the best looking Warwick I've ever seen. Now, I know a lot of you are gonna be like, well, that's not good looking, blah, 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 but shh. Stop. I'm not a huge fan of Warwicks. I love how they sound and how they play, but how they look is not my thing. But there's something about this one that just looks so cool to me. God, I love that finish too. Man, that natural wood just pops so well. That's a beautiful bass, man. From Matthias Byler, he says, Warmouth Lake Placid Blue, though it's really not. String through alder PJ body, Delano PMVC 4FEM2. Ooh, that's one hell of a name for a pickup. Fender SEM Cobalt noiseless pickup in the bridge, stacked pots with a mini 3-way toggle switch, Fender Mexican Deluxe jazz bass neck for my beloved reclaimed bass that was stolen and stripped for parts. Oh dude, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. With cheapo ping tuning machines, fitted bone nut, and Leo Kwan Badass 3 bridge. Thank you, and keep doing what you're doing, brother. Hashtag Pick Gang. What you know about being part of that Pick Gang? I think once I start doing merch, I should do a hashtag Pick Gang shirt. Would y'all wear that? Be honest. Would you wear it? Come on. But for real though, let me know. Ooh, look at that. With that color, those stacked pots, the Delano neck pickup. Another thing that all you guys are trying to get me to buy are Delano pickups. And guess what? I'm pretty sure it's gonna work here pretty soon because now I really wanna try Delano pickups. And last but certainly not least, from Sean the Sheep, he says, hey Patrick, here's a few pics of my favorite bass, actually my first ever bass, the Harley Benton B450 Progressive Series, and I love it to bits. Alder body with a gloss black finish, 24 frets on a maple neck with cool as hell inlays on a black walnut fretboard. Has 2 active humbucker pickups with a push-pull knob that switches the bass from active to passive. Even though it's sub 150 euros, it's been my go-to bass in my band, and honestly, it's just amazing. Hope you like the look of it as much as I do. Man, I really love these Harley Bentons because they do sound, feel, and play really awesome, especially for how cheap they are. Kind of out of this world. I mean, I'm sure you guys know my stance on Harley Bentons, but the quality you get for the price you pay is just, it's insane to me. And having played this bass before at Tomon itself, like, there's so rad, man. But congrats on your first bass, dude. Play the hell out of it and enjoy it. And y'all, that's gonna be it for today's Show Me What You Bass. Thank y'all so much for submitting all these. I'm still at like 400 emails. And of course, with every new episode that comes out, I get more emails. But hey, don't let that discourage you. I want you to show me what you bass. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what bass it is, just go ahead and send an email to showmewhatyoubase @gmail.com. And go ahead and include 3 or more pictures, a very brief description. And I know I shouldn't still have to say this, but we're still getting a couple, but just 1 bass. I don't want like 12 basses, y'all. I'm sorry. But thank y'all so much for watching. As always, if you're new to the series or new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And a huge, huge, huge thanks to all my Patreon supporters again. Mwah. I love you guys very much, and thank you so much for the support, y'all. But thank y'all again so much for watching, for liking, subscribing, for sharing, for following me on social media, all that awesome stuff. I really do appreciate it, y'all. But of course, as always, no matter where in the world you are, stay safe, keep practicing that bass, and I'll see y'all next time.